With a mustache and bushy eyebrows. His car is described as a red, early to mid-90s Toyota with a black stripe along the midsection.
The man responsible for last year's double murder at the old Eastgate Theater will spend the rest of his life in jail. 23-year-old Matthew Justice Probst was sentenced to life in prison without parole. He escaped the death penalty by pleading guilty to the murders of 44-year-old Terry Lee Spencer and 34-year-old Lisa McGee. Probst shot both of them in the back of the head. 39-year-old Rakeem DePriest faces murder and robbery charges for driving the getaway car.
A Tigard woman is charged with criminal animal neglect, and her entire family has been forced out of their home. 39-year-old Victoria Webb, her husband, and as many as 5 children were removed from their Sattler Street home after housing authorities ruled the house uninhabitable. Earlier this month, authorities removed 20 sick cats from the house. This is the 3rd house the Webbs have been forced to leave. In each case, the family had been living among animal and human waste, large amounts of garbage, and numerous animals. Victoria Webb now cannot own animals for at least 5 years.
North Portland's police precinct will remain open despite the city's budget crisis. Today, Mayor Vera Katz said closing the North Precinct was, in her words, unacceptable. The decision came after the city reviewed statistics showing that precinct reduced crime in the area. Katz believes that keeping the precinct open is in the community's best interest. That precinct serves 48,000 people in North Portland.
We know it's a little painful, but you might want to sit down with your taxes this weekend because the filing deadline is less than 3 weeks away. The Oregon Department of Revenue has received about half the returns so far. If you file electronically, you can expect your return in a matter of days. File by mail, and you're looking at 4 to 6 weeks. Either way, there's an easy way to track your refund by calling a 24-hour voice-activated hotline.
They need to have their Social Security number. They need to remember what kind of return they filed, so a 40, a 40S, 40P, 40N, and they need to know how much refund they were claiming.
Now that number to call, 1-800-356-4222, 1-800-356-4222. It tracks all refunds that have started processing. If there's a delay, it could be because of an error. So we'd like to know, have you filed your 2001 tax return yet? That's our 12 Talkback online poll question tonight. Log on to our website, Oregons12.tv, and see results on tomorrow's 10 o'clock news.
Coming up, fast wheels and hot designs. We're taking you to the New York Auto Show to check out some cool new cars and some futuristic concepts.
Also, easing the pain of children with cancer. Some local teams are helping to make a difference in an otherwise scary chemotherapy experience. Meet these extraordinary young people in a bit.
Plus, an antique plane makes a splash landing off the coast of Seattle. We'll have that story, too.
On the weather deck, all is quiet right now. The high temperature today was 54 degrees. Our morning low escapes my memory, and I'll have that for you in my forecast. Details tonight on a changing forecast, by the way, for the weekend coming up at 10:28.
Earlier today on Good Day Oregon.
Doing some 70s trivia.
You've blown it all sky high.
Nobody does.
By telling me a lie.
And Ken stumped me on that one. That was Jigsaw.
I finally stumped you.
What year did Tiny Dancer come out from Elton John?
I'll say 71. 72.
72.
Watch Good Day Oregon tomorrow.
It's time to do the math. Take a 3-liter V6 engine, standard driver and passenger side airbags, all-season tires and 15-inch steel wheels, and standard 4-wheel ABS. Now add air conditioning and a monthly payment of $197 a month for 60 months. And what do you get? Only the best-selling compact pickup for 15 years in a row. Ford Ranger XL for $197 per month during Ford Truck Month at your Northwest Ford store.
We're the people you can depend on. For quality, it's all right.
Welcome to the spring sale going on right now at Dining Rooms Unlimited. We are truly a unique specialty store. With over 50 dining sets, we have an unlimited selection on display of formal, casual, contemporary, and traditional. We also have one of the largest selections of bar stools and pub tables. So take advantage of the savings now and let us help you customize the dining room you've been dreaming about.
In each of us, there is a dancer. A poet. A photographer. A singer. for the music in you. King FM 102.
Nissan Pathfinder. This is premium equipment. Now get low 0.9% financing or $1,000 cash back. It's time you had the best. Nissan. Driven.
Friday, a new adventure begins
Woo,
as the teams race from the tip of South Africa to the desert dunes of Namibia. The Amazing Race.
Friday on KPTV, Oregon's 12. You're watching the 10 o'clock news.
Welcome back. We have an update tonight on an I-Team 12 investigation.
A Portland company accused of taking money from its own employees is now facing questions from the federal government. I-Team 12's Carrie Tomlinson is here with the story. Carrie.
The U.S. Labor Department is checking on what happened with Rundell Products of Portland, which is now out of business. Federal investigators say they can't talk about what's going on yet, but they will say they're working toward a resolution. We will keep you updated on that situation. In the meantime, there is another development that may give employees some hope. The offices at Rundell in Portland are empty now. The warehouse, dark. Old pictures left to blow through the parking lot show its original founder celebrating success. But after 30 years of making binders, the business is dead.
Right now, I feel pretty disappointed in them.
Debbie Van was one of many employees who had problems getting their medical bills paid through the company.
And I went and said, you know, you're taking premiums out of my checks, but you're not paying my bills. There's something wrong there.
Debbie finally got her money, but dozens of others did not. Now they're out their premiums, and in some cases, doctors are collecting for bills of more than $10,000.
It certainly does concern me if, in fact, that's the case.
Company president Bill Patterson told I-Team 12 Rundell wanted to pay.
And the company certainly does indeed have an intent to take care of those obligations if, in fact, they are owed.
But there was a complication. Rundell was heavily in debt, but would not declare bankruptcy. The company said it would be too expensive. Still, employees and suppliers got worried. If there was no bankruptcy, then there'd be no bankruptcy trustee to oversee things and make sure people got paid according to law. Now that has changed. Suppliers of Rundell forced the company into bankruptcy. They got a trustee in time to oversee this auction selling off Rundell's assets. The money raised goes to the trustee distributes the assets, and the employees' claims may get higher priority. Suppliers like Kevin and Tony of True Cut Dyes in Vancouver are also waiting to get paid.
I can't imagine doing that to my employees.
But they say they want employees to get their share first.
I would rather see those people get their money that they deserve rather than me get my money. You know, I know that we need our money, but nevertheless, these people are out a lot more than what we are.
Now, the final numbers are not in on the auction yet, but we've heard they raised about $1 million, and the trustee is going to distribute that according to law, according to the priorities set out by the law.
So maybe the employees might see some of it.
It's possible. Remote, but possible.
Thank you, Carrie.
Well, tonight, Israel's cabinet has decided to impose total isolation on Palestinian leader Yasser Arafat, calling him an enemy.
Israeli tanks have already surrounded his office compound in the West Bank town of Ramallah, and there has been shooting. Also tonight, Israel has decided to call up some military reserves to deal with the increase in Palestinian terror attacks. Palestinians braced for the expected Israeli retaliation for yesterday's suicide bombing in Netanya. 21 people were killed in that attack and more than 170 wounded. Also today, Arafat announced he's ready for an immediate ceasefire, but his words are ringing hollow with Israelis.
Arafat made so many promises, did not deliver on any one of them. No ceasefire, 10 of them that he accepted was ever kept. He violated all of them. At every time, of course, when there is a massacre like the Passover massacre, similar to the massacre that was at the Dolphinarium, Arafat immediately calls for a unilateral ceasefire and makes a television appearance. Well, he doesn't have to make peace with television. He has to make peace with Israeli people. And that he failed.
Israeli Prime Minister Ariel Sharon immediately called a meeting of his cabinet to decide whether to launch a massive military campaign against Palestinian militants.
Thousands of people are picking up the pieces after that major earthquake in the mountains of Afghanistan. U.S. military already stationed in the area for Enduring Freedom are now acting as relief teams. U.S. cargo helicopters are delivering food and medical supplies to people left homeless by the quake. It's a dangerous mission for the military because terrorists could attempt to shoot them down during their goodwill missions. Just delivering food could be a matter of life and death.
We came out yesterday. The enemy might have known we were coming again. I mean, we don't know who is Al-Qaeda or Taliban and who is not. More than likely, they knew we were coming back again. So there's never too much security.
And as if that's not bad enough, the quakes have shifted landmines buried in the soil, meaning areas that were once deemed safe are now unstable. Tonight, about 600 people are confirmed dead from the disaster, but the final toll could go as high as 1,200.
Back here, a Delta airplane in the process of taking off from Boston's Logan Airport was forced to head back to the gate when a passenger stood up and made a threat. Richard Lambertson reportedly said, "If you don't let me off this flight, lives will be lost." The crew, of course, became alarmed. The plane taxied back to the gate. All 118 passengers were safely evacuated. Lambertson was arrested by Boston police. The plane was then thoroughly checked. They say the incident does not appear to be related to terrorism, and a few hours later, the flight bound for Orlando took off without Lambertson on board.
Some people in Washington are feeling a lot drier tonight. That after being rescued from an antique plane that made a splash landing. Look at that, the restored Boeing 307 Stratoliner, the only one of its kind still in existence, went down this afternoon in Seattle's Elliott Bay. The 4 people on board were listed in satisfactory condition at Harborview Medical Center. The vintage plane is owned by the National Air and Space Museum.
Local celebrities hitting the airwaves to spread an important message about air travel.
I love traveling and I love getting to the airport, getting somewhere. I like to arrive early at the airport. In fact, there's no such thing as...
You'll recognize the voice as National Public Radio's satellite sister Liz Dolan, just one of 5 nationally recognized Portlanders taking part in a new ad campaign. Portland International Airport is hoping to get people flying again. Commercials also feature master drummer Obo Addy, New York Times bestselling author Whitney Otto, puppeteer Michael Curry, and Everclear lead singer Art Alexakis.
My dad used to take me on the other side of LAX, and we'd sit there on our car and watch the planes come in. And we'd talk about different places, and he'd tell me about Greece, where he was raised, and it just made me think of a world bigger than the world I lived in. And that's what travel represented to me then and now.
The ads will run right here on KPTV, Oregon's 12, starting in April.
Well, when the Blazers play the Lakers tomorrow night, they're going to have to do it without their leading scorer.
Rasheed Wallace hurt his lower back last weekend against Minnesota. Hasn't been the same since. And Tim Becker's here now with a look at Friday's big game coming up.
Yeah, I guess turnabout is fair play because when the Lakers were up here in February, they didn't have Shaq. Now we got to go down there without Rasheed.
Oh, we can still do it.
We can still do it. We'll see what happens. They played well last night. Wallace will miss tomorrow's game in L.A. because of a lower back strain. He didn't practice today, didn't even hop the team flight to L.A. this afternoon. But one of the guys who's pledging to pick up the slack against L.A., of course, is Ruben Patterson. This guy always gets up for the Lakers, and he takes it personally. The Lakers cut him loose in 1999, unfairly, according to him. Ever since, he's taken up a one-man crusade against them and Kobe Bryant in particular. Patterson kept Kobe in check when they beat L.A. here last month. A victory that started Portland's 12-game winning streak and validated Patterson's self-dubbed title of Kobe Stopper.
You about this? Oh, I'm sorry. I took this personal. Y'all see me out there, Kobe run out the mouth. You know he's talking to the wrong one when it comes to playing basketball.
Right now, you've got Patterson right in the face to Kobe Bryant.
Kobe just wisely walks away.
No, if we bump into each other in the gym, we play one-on-one. I will demolish him. I mean, that's a different story. But playing 5-on-5, obviously, it's a different mind state.
Ruben Patterson, a one-time Laker, goes right at Kobe Bryant.
This go way back, my rookie year with them. I think he started everything. So every time we play the Lakers, it's just something personal with me.
He started it. He started it, for crying out loud. Another college champion is crowned tonight. This one in the men's NIT, Memphis, South Carolina. And I got to be honest, it was a snoozer. That's DeJuan Wagner putting them up 6 before halftime. Memphis up 6. They led by 6 at the break, pull away in style to win at 72-62 along with the NIT title, of course. Wagner had 16 points for Memphis, and though he's just a freshman, he might have played his last college game. His coach thinks he'll be one of the first-round picks in the NBA draft if he chooses to leave school. Of course, if he sticks around, they say he'll be about 10 picks higher, make more money.
There you go.
What do you do? What do you do? What do you do?
Get your degree, kids.
It must be tough.
Yeah, thanks, Jim.
Yeah.
Coming up, Rod says you may see the sun this Easter Sunday. Details in his pinpoint forecast.
Talking about the bonnet again, maybe. Also, one man's toy is another's pain. A controversial action figure of a serial killer outrages the families of the victims. That story a little bit later.
Also, a major recall of defective basketball hoops. What you should know just ahead.
And tomorrow night at 10, it's one of the hottest tickets in town. Portland gets a taste of pro baseball as the Mariners face off against the Padres. We'll take you to PGE Park for the big game tomorrow on the 10 o'clock news.
Vancouver Ford, the big Ford store.
At the Big Ford store, big is the money you save on the new Ford you've always wanted. Because right now you can buy any new Ford Ranger or Focus for just $1 over factory invoice and get interest as low as 0% or up to $2,500 cash back. Choose from one of the best selections of new Fords around and get a new Ranger or Focus for just $1 over factory invoice and your choice of 0% financing or $2,500 cash back. Vancouver Ford, where big selection means big savings.
What's the best value? A discount supermarket ham or a club store ham? Or for about 75 cents more per person, a tender, slow-smoked honey-baked ham? Your guests know the right answer. Only at the honey-baked ham stores. And for Easter, Clackamas and Washington Square.
Prepare for the Ice Age! The biggest adventure in 16,000 years is America's #1 comedy smash. We did it! It's a winner. Jaw-dropping. The funniest movie this year. Ice Age, rated PG, now playing.
It's a story to make your stomach turn. Wait till you hear what someone has been putting in the coffee at Boeing. Details on this sick joke coming up on the 10 o'clock news.
Ready? The first rule of shopping is, girl, you gotta be smart. You know, save money and look good doing it. You want great style? You want the Payless Easter sale. Fabulous. Tailored wedges, dress shoes with handbags to match, even leather. Shoes so comfy you can wear them all day. And your feet will still be happy. So go for what you love. Look smart, Payless.
Tonight's weather report on the 10 o'clock news is brought to you by your local Jeep dealers. Jeep, there's only one.
Get ready, because there's still time to gear up and get out at your Jeep dealer, where you'll find newly extended offers on our award-winning 4x4s. And if you hurry, get Jeep's exclusive 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain pledge on engines and transmissions, plus cash allowances up to $2,500 or 0% financing on select Grand Cherokees. So gear up and get out with great products, great protection, and great values. That's the Jeep promise. Check one out at your Jeep dealer.
We have an important recall to tell you about tonight involving basketball hoops, the kind you might have at your house.
Yeah, the recall involves more than 1.5 million portable hoops made by Lifetime Products and about 16,000 made by Escalade Sports. The Consumer Product Safety Commission says the hoops may have a sharp protruding bolt on the player's side of the pole. 19-year-old Jeffrey Israel received a huge gash on his leg 2 years ago after a basketball injury that happened in his backyard when he was playing a game with his brother.
He pushed me enough where when I was jumping up, my leg went into the bolt, like into the bolt that sticks out of the pole. The bolt itself actually stuck out about an inch at least. It kind of got me as I was going up and as I was coming down.
The hoops are sold under a variety of names through sporting goods stores and chains such as Walmart, Kmart, and Toys R Us. The government says anyone who has one of these hoops should stop using it, contact the manufacturer for free cap nuts to cover the bolts.
All right, Rod joins us now. Let's know, are the Easter egg hunts going to be rained on this weekend, or what?
You know how this forecast has kind of been one way and then the other, then one way, then the other. At 9:30 tonight, I ripped up my forecast for the weekend and rewrote it.
Really?
And believe it or not, we're back to where we were about a week ago.
Sunshine?
Which was sunny and very warm.
No kidding.
In fact, one of the models that just came out before news time says now 66 on Sunday. That's what I said. I went, ooh. Take a look at our updated Easter morning forecast. Now it looks great. Could be some cloudiness early, but we will become sunny, it appears, during the day. Temperature in the morning, of course, sunrise services 45 degrees. Sunrise will be 5:53, and again now, with the sun coming out, I'm going warm again. So the entire weekend, by the way, looks fantastic. Here's what's going on out in the Pacific. Last several days, I've been showing you a map similar to this one and talking about this big flow of cloudiness up around this upper level high. The upper level high is now starting to move a little bit closer to us, a little bit farther northward, which, and if you look carefully, you really do have to look carefully, but you can see these clouds starting to go up a little bit to the north, okay? Yeah, they're barely budging that way. Anyway, if that continues during the afternoon hours of tomorrow, we will finally start to break into more sunshine than we've had the last several days, and then that should give us plenty of sunshine for the upcoming weekend, and perhaps really make it several sunny days coming up before a chance of rain re-enters our forecast at all. Highs today across the state of Oregon, 63 in Ontario, 54 in Eugene. These temperatures kind of where they have been the last several days. The Dow's at 57 degrees, 51 over in Astoria. Up in Washington State, Seattle was at 52, and closer to home, you folks in Kelso, 58 degrees. Long Beach, you had 52, and in Vancouver, it was 55. Forecast check for today. We talked about it being, well, mostly cloudy again. Wasn't much rain around, a few specks of rain. Troutdale 0.01 today for the 24-hour period. High temperature of 55 and 40 was my forecast. The actuals were 54 and 44. Outside right now, still a lot of cloudiness in the sky. 46 is our temperature. Dew point's at 39. Barometer's on the rise tonight, and the winds are calm. Pretty quiet across the entire country tonight. No big storms to talk about. Remember how it's been pretty cool across the upper Midwest and the east the last week or so. There's another shot of cold air where you can see this flow coming down through here with the showers in Minnesota. A nation that did warm up for the most part today, but it will be cooling down across the upper Midwest in the coming days with another shot of that cold air. High temperatures today was 84 down in Disney World in Orlando, Florida. 50 up in Chicago. There's that warmer air. And remember Des Moines, they were in the 30s for a high a few days ago, 64 today. But again, that area will be cooling back down. 58 in Salt Lake today, 58 also up in Boise, and 52 degrees up in Seattle. Here's our forecast for the coast tomorrow. Look for some morning clouds, and those clouds will get out of here, and we'll see mostly sunny to perhaps still partly sunny on the north coast. Long Beach 53, Astoria tomorrow about 55 degrees. Don't see any chance of rain, even on the north beaches. Winds near shore from the west at 15 knots. In the valleys also, we could see some morning clouds before they break out. A better chance of mostly sunny skies up through Portland, perhaps just partly sunny up in Kelso, at 61 in Salem, 60 down in Corvallis. 46 Upper Government Camp tomorrow should be mostly sunny above any marine level cloudiness up in the high country. So a beautiful day up there, winds fairly light. Redmond tomorrow, 59 degrees, a great day in Central Oregon. Bend, 57, should be beautiful in Sun River. Bit of a northwest breeze in the afternoon. Burns, 57 tomorrow. John Day, 56. Bright sunshine, winds only at 10 miles per hour from the northwest. Partly sunny in Baker City, LeGrand, and Pendleton, but warming up, 61 in Pendleton after your morning low of 34. Still a west breeze through the gorge, shooting through the Dalles at about 20 miles per hour. Not as windy as it has been the last couple of days. Temperatures generally up to around 60 degrees in the gorge. Pinpoint numbers, 40 in the morning, some cloudiness early, then we see increasing sun, and eventually I think become mostly sunny. Tomorrow's high 58 degrees, winds only between 5 and 12 miles per hour. You see the Easter Bunny? Oh, yeah. Okay, right now going, you see that wall? Right now we see sunshine through the weekend, and if this holds, we'll actually be bumping those temperatures up more so than 60, especially on Easter Sunday.
I love that bunny.
I hate to see no rain on that because it seems like that never happens, but that's the way it looks, and that's the way we started a week ago. So we'll see. All computer models coming in tonight agree with this.
Thank you, Rodney.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. In a small town on the Oregon coast, there is a larger-than-life tradition.
Tillamook High School's annual charity drive, and this year's event was a huge success. Last month, the teenagers there did everything they could to raise money for charity. Check it out, from donkey basketball, that's a long-time tradition, to choking down raw eggs. Look at this poor girl, at $5 a piece. There are rules. The students can't just ask for donations. They have to earn the money by putting on concerts, dinners, dances, and other events like these. They've been doing this since 1953. Well, this year, with the leadership of Cody Camerlin and Samantha Klump, they raised over $94,000 in just 10 days. Half the money will stay in Tillamook for local charities. The other half will go to Dornbecker Children's Hospital. These high school seniors say they never realized what an incredible accomplishment their fundraising has been.
And we never really realized until we went to Seaside one time for this leadership conference. We had to give a session, me and Samantha did, on how to raise money for a charitable event. And we told them the total, and people would not believe us. They thought we were lying. They said they worked like 4 months and raised $1,000. And so that's kind of when it hit us, that this really is a really big thing.
I remember my freshman year, a busload of us seniors this year went and visited Dornbecker's Children's Hospital and saw all those kids, and we got to meet some of them and give them teddy bears, and just the look in their eyes when they see you, it just makes you work 10 times harder to know exactly where your money's going to and exactly what the cause is for.
Well, these teens, all the students, and the support of an entire community are making a tremendous difference in the lives of thousands of people. Generation after generation of Tillamook teens have devoted months and months of planning for these 10 days of fundraising each year. And tonight, we see where the money goes. Every day in the Tillamook room at Dornbecker Children's Hospital, you can find kids fighting for their lives. This is where cancer patients come for chemotherapy and blood transfusions. It's not fun.
The poking kind of hurts.
But for kids like 14-year-old Oksana, who has Hodgkin's disease, all that poking is worth it. She hopes to be finished with her treatment by next month.
We spend a lot of time here, unfortunately.
Jay Wilcox's daughter Jocelyn has bone cancer. She has to come to this room several times a week. She remembers what it was like just a few years back, before the new hospital and this room existed.
They didn't have a facility like this at all. If you had to go to the clinic, then you were stuck in like a doctor's examination room and on a hard, like, plastic bed. And we're up here just for the day, and so this is perfect.
There's a good reason this infusion room is called the Tillamook Room. It's thanks to the amazing fundraising efforts of the students at Tillamook High School. Since 1993, the school has donated more than $300,000 to the hospital, more than any other school involved in Dornbecker's Kids Making Miracles fundraising program.
What they're teaching their kids, we all ought to take a lesson from them because they're learning really, really good things.
Myron Child began the Kids Making Miracles program after his daughter was a cancer patient here. The goal is to get local students involved in raising money for the hospital. He says the kids at Tillamook High are part of the reason there's a new state-of-the-art facility.
For 25 years, adults have been trying to build this hospital until the kids got involved in it. It didn't happen. I can't describe how it affects me because I get a little teary-eyed.
And for patients like Jocelyn and the thousands of others who are treated here every year, the generosity of the Tillamook students is a gift.
And so to see all these kids that are actually in high school going so far out of their way to help kids that they've never met and probably aren't going to see the impact that they have. So I think it's pretty incredible what they're doing.
Well, you know, if everybody did half as much as the kids out at Tillamook, it'd be a better world.
Boy, it sure would. It is just incredible. Tillamook High School has been doing their fundraising drive since 1953. This year, they broke the $1 million mark. That's how much money they've raised for local charities over the years.
Whatever they're doing, they need to pass it on to everybody else out there.
And the entire community is so involved and so supportive, and that's really the key there. But boy, these teenagers work very, very hard. They start at the beginning of the school year.
They
doing
don't quit.
all the planning. Nope.
Don't give up.
Good
Well,
for them.
thank you. Thank you. Coming up, some Boeing workers in Washington probably won't be drinking coffee anytime soon.
This is just awful. It's because of a horrible discovery in an office coffee pot. Human waste. That story just ahead.
Also, sky-high danger for a man who thought he could fix his own troubles. We won't leave you hanging when the 10 o'clock news returns.
You're at a stoplight. You're making a turn. You're pulling into traffic. There are a lot of reasons every 2002 Saturn L Series comes standard with head curtain airbags. Those are just a few. The Saturn L Series.
Get 0.9% APR financing for 60 months on a 2002 L200. For restrictions, see your retailer.
You're gonna wake up feeling good like everybody should.
Because Zebra beds are made here locally, you get national brand quality for a whole lot less.
So you tell us what you want.
And we'll make it!
Whether it's the largest selection of adjustable beds or Portland's only Restonic Sleep Gallery. Air beds, fashion beds, latex rubber, Swedish memory foam, futons for bunks. We have it.
Nothing will compare. Buy a bed, get a bed.
From high style to high performance, you're looking at the future of automobiles. See what's new at the New York Auto Show coming up on the 10 o'clock news.
What are you doing? You're endangering my life. Just returning the favor.
So if I use you, can you get me discounts on hotels, attractions, not even shopping? Next! Very nice, but do you come with a full-service travel agency? Didn't think so. No roadside assistance. Bye-bye. So, AAA guy, you do all that, plus car and homeowner's insurance? Wow. What else? Oh, a star is born. AAA, join now and avoid the crowds, because membership means more.
Get ready, because there's still time to gear up and get out at your Jeep dealer, where you'll find newly extended offers on our award-winning 4x4s. And if you hurry, get Jeep's exclusive 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain pledge on engines and transmissions, plus cash allowances up to $2,500 or 0% financing on select Grand Cherokees. So gear up and get out with great products, great protection, and great values. That's the Jeep promise. Check one out at your Jeep dealer.
Welcome back. Nightmares of grisly murders from over a decade ago are just being stirred up with the creation of a doll made in the likeness of a serial killer.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. The new Jeffrey Dahmer doll has outraged the families of his victims. Dahmer's serial murders made headlines worldwide. Remember, he was convicted of killing more than a dozen boys, storing and eating their body parts in his Milwaukee apartment. A Denver artist says he's reluctantly profiting from the sale of the dolls and admits he's putting money before his sense of what is right.
You know, it's a collector's item. I lost my job after September 11th, you know, and this is, you know, I'm generating, you know, a living doing my art, you know. And unfortunately, it's using this hook. I am profit sharing off the fame of these killers.
The victims' families have hired a lawyer to deal with the doll's creator. They want production to stop. While serving his time, Dahmer was beaten to death by a fellow inmate on November 28th, 1994.
All right, get ready. If you're drinking coffee right now, you just might want to put it down. Workers at the Boeing plant in Washington are just in shock tonight after a disgusting discovery. Turns out someone has been urinating in the office coffee pots. Boeing bigwigs decided to test the coffee machines after a widespread rumor turned out to be true. Well, the person responsible hasn't been caught, and employees are really upset.
We have some extremely sick people in this area.
The person has to be crazy. There's no other reason for it. I can't think of why anyone would even think to do such a thing.
I think it's pretty sad that people can't even go to a workplace and trust the coffee system there.
I think we just have some weirdos around.
Yeah, I'd say. Boeing immediately removed all coffee-making equipment from the office after the discovery.
In other news from America tonight, a man is behind bars in Pennsylvania after leading police on a low-speed chase. It started at Grandview Mental Hospital. A patient jumped into the driver's seat of an unmanned ambulance. The chase lasted all of 12 minutes and ended at a church. Police followed the man down the aisle and to the altar. He was found carrying an 18-inch knife and shouting that he wanted to become a priest.
So much for guard dogs. Police in Michigan say it was a little girl's cat that saved her from a sexual assault. A man apparently snatched the 7-year-old, dragged her into her house, and tried to rip off her clothing. That's when the cat attacked, giving the girl time to get away. The attacker has been charged with child enticement and kidnapping.
This is a man who loves his ham radio, so much so that when his signal wasn't transmitting yesterday, Melvin McKenzie went up to fix it by himself. And up he went, almost 70 feet before slipping and dangling from the radio tower. He was caught between the pole and his utility belt. Mackenzie is in stable condition tonight.
Thank heavens for that utility belt.
It's kind of funny.
The poor guy just
I know,
hanging there.
but
It is.
still
I know.
funny. Where did that happen?
That's why we
Michigan?
showed it, right? It was kind of interesting video.
Kind of funny.
Coming up, revving up excitement in the Big Apple.
We're taking you to the New York International Auto Show, see some of the new concept cars, plus quite possibly the most expensive new car in the world.
Plus, these cute little, well, big bunnies are making sure people don't break the law this Easter. Find out more about Operation Bunny Sting when the 10 o'clock news returns.
The war of the Qs.
I demand asylum.
They're all powerful.
We've been transported back in time to the birth of the universe.
And if they can't resolve their conflict,
what the hell is going on?
It's all over.
Ready or not, here I am.
On the next Star Trek Voyager.
Tonight at 11 on KPTV, Oregon's 12.
Say, Ed, mind if I borrow the Ram?
Sure. Going out with your buddies? Pulling a stack of 4x8 drywall? Towing a gravel crusher?
Yeah, no, actually I just need to pick up this, like, antique sewing table.
4 full-size doors and a full-size bed. The all-new Dodge Ram. Grab Dodge's 7/100 powertrain pledge plus $1,500 cash allowance or low financing. Ford, GM, Toyota, and Honda don't match this.
After 50 years, you find the quality. After 50 years bringing the best to Oregon, you find the magic that turns furniture to art. Like world-famous Baker at special savings now during the fabulous Baker Days at Parker Furniture. Enjoy terrific savings on the furniture celebrated for classic styles and exciting new collections, all with incredible attention to detail, finish, and quality. The fabulous Baker Days, only for a short time, only at Parker. Parker Furniture, an original for 50 years.
Gardening can reward you with year-round satisfaction. Farmington Gardens is here to help you develop simple or detailed plans for a beautiful garden you will enjoy season after season. Farmington Gardens grows the finest selection of healthy trees, plants, and shrubs. Many are grown right here at our nursery, assuring you of plants that will thrive and prices you can afford. Grow the garden of your dreams. It's just a short drive out Farmington Road in Aloha. Farmington Gardens, we're growing for you.
On Wall Street, the Dow dropped 22 to close at 10,403. The NASDAQ rose 18 to 1845. The 10 o'clock news continues in just a moment.
The following message is brought to you by the Nighthawk Alarm Kids.
Hey, Lex. Yeah, Austin. Did you know all the big alarm companies are located thousands of miles away? Really? And not only that, when the alarm goes off, it rings in another state. I know I'm only a little kid, but that's crazy. I quite agree with you.
Call us today at 1-888-234-HAWK. Ask about our free installation special, Nighthawk Alarm.
Oh, yeah. Do, 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 do. Oh, yeah. The right choices make all the difference.
Meyer and Frank.
The winter games may be over, but you can still drive away with the gold. Right now, you can own a winter event Chevy that was driven during last month's winter games. Get a great deal, plus get big cash back. Or 0% APR on select Trailblazers, Tahoes, or Suburbans. Only at your local Chevy dealer. But hurry, supplies are limited. Your golden opportunity to own one of these special vehicles is going fast. So get to your local Chevy dealer today.
Whoever finds it, I get half.
The search is on for missing millions. Finders keepers next time on Cheers.
Tonight on KPTV, Oregon's 12.
Car makers are hoping to attract new buyers by showing off their sleekest designs and their most powerful engines at the New York Auto Show.
Everything from sports cars that will snap your head back to comfortable luxury cars are on display. Fred Katayama has the story.
We need some excitement. We need some more pizzazz.
From imports to domestics, automakers are racing to pump out new luxury vehicles like this conceptual Ferrari-ish Cadillac. Sport utilities are getting smaller. Ford's Lincoln division unveiled the mid-sized Aviator, a cheaper version of the Navigator. It's Lincoln's fourth luxury vehicle debuting this year, and it's targeted at younger buyers. The headlights are clearly shining on youthmobiles. They're tall, offering lots of legroom and headroom, but short on price, with stickers under $20,000.
What you have seen really is kind of the push into really small SUVs, which the youth buyer doesn't traditionally want the small four-door sedan. They're looking for a little bit more utility in their vehicle, but perhaps they can't afford an Explorer or a Trailblazer.
Take crossover vehicles like this Honda Element, a mix of the sedan and SUV. Like many of the new vehicles shown today, it features barn-like doors that open from the center, and its seats fold flat, or they can be removed altogether.
You can actually sleep in it if you want to. It's kind of like a mobile dorm room. You can put all your junk in there.
Toyota launched the first new brand in the U.S. in a decade, the Scion. These concept vehicles are high on entertainment with digital audio and video, and Toyota will use the 20-something's favorite communications vehicle, the Internet, to talk to customers. New products drive sales. With so many new cars and trucks coming onto the market at once, Wall Street's concerned that all this will put pressure on pricing and profitability. Tough for manufacturers, but great news for consumers. Fred Katayama, CNN Financial News, New York.
Then there's this. The legendary car Maybach returned to life after 60 years in a sneak peek to help kick off that New York Auto Show. The new high-end luxury car from Daimler Chrysler offers state-of-the-art technology and will be the most expensive car on the market. Pretty sharp, too. It also offers a pretty good interior. Just ask model Heidi Klum.
Heidi, how does it feel to sit in a Maybach?
Like first class in a plane. Where's the movie?
Yeah, I just love her. The lavish vehicle offers rear passengers some pretty good legroom, including a recliner. The Maybach also includes 2 flat-screen monitors linked to a TV receiver and DVD player with Dolby surround sound. Now, get ready for the sticker shock. Hold your breath. You can own your own Maybach for just a low price of $300,000.
You could have a beautiful home.
It's got a DVD. Got a DVD in it. What do you expect?
Stunned. Okay. Police officers in Los Angeles get a jump start on the Easter holiday and crack down on dangerous drivers all at the same time. Get a load of this. They dressed up in bunny costumes and they walked the city streets today. But instead of delivering candy, Mr. and Mrs. Cottontail handed out traffic citations. The target of the sting operation, a busy sidewalk, or crosswalk rather, used by kids to get to and from school. Surprisingly, most cars just drove right on by without stopping for pedestrians or bunnies.
Have you been surprised at cars just continuing past you?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Especially in a big white bunny suit. How can you miss me?
Listen to this. Officers pulled over drivers at the rate of 1 every 2 minutes in the first half hour alone.
That's what you call working undercover.
Yes, absolutely.
Final look at the morning forecast coming up with Rod.
And in sports, meet the driving force behind the 2 Kansas hoop players from Portland who are living their dreams at the Final Four.
I love the 80s. Mix 107.5.
They play all my favorites.
We listen all day at work. It's a great mix.
Mix 107.5, home of the no-repeat workday and the best songs of the 80s and more.
I love all the songs.
Seduction can take many forms. Feast your eyes on the newest. Chrysler PT Cruiser. Equipped with plenty of enticing standard features, like air conditioning, power windows, and up to 13 seating configurations. And now you can get all this for under $16,900. Sounds pretty tempting, huh? Chrysler PT Cruiser. It's waiting. Get 7-year, 100,000-mile powertrain protection on any new Chrysler PT Cruiser.
This is my country. These are my people. This is the world I understand.
It's not just talking about service. It's really knowing the people we serve.
I know them like the back of my own hand.
Country Insurance and Financial Services. Real people, real answers, real quick.
You know, someday watching videos in the car, it's going to be a whole lot easier.
When it comes to what's new, Car Toys experts have always shown real vision.
Take mobile entertainment. Get a clear picture of what's available today and down the road. Only at Car Toys. Hey, we live this stuff.
Car Toys. Better way to go.
When life's twists and turns have you spinning out of control.
Mom, I'm going to be late.
Turn your music down, please.
What?
Here we go again.
Where's my backpack?
Right where she left it. Of course.
Take the plunge, because life
just got better, thanks to my Oregon Hot Spring Spa.
Oregon Hot Spring Spas. Share the experience.
FBI, get down! When your husband becomes a stranger.
What's your name, Ron Chapman or Tom Kubek?
And the stranger becomes your only hope.
You should follow the rules. I'm the wild card.
You'll risk everything.
Witnesses were murdered.
To find the truth.
Caution might be the order of the day.
Ashley Judd, Morgan Freeman.
How do I know who you are?
You're the only one who knows who I am.
High Crimes.
I love being a wild card.
Rated PG-13. April 5th, only in theaters.
I love the 80s. Mix 107.5. The best songs from the 80s and more.
They play all my favorites.
Phil Collins, Police, The Pretenders.
Mix 107.5, home of the No Repeat Workday and the best songs of the 80s and more.
It is my favorite station.
Tonight's sports report on the 10 o'clock news is brought to you by KFC. There's fast food. Then there's KFC.
Now sports with Tim Becker.
Well, facing a 3-1 deficit if they lost tonight, the Winterhawks rose to the occasion, beat Seattle 3-2 in Game 4 of their best-of-7 series. Josh Olson scored the game-winning goal with about 10 minutes to go in the third period for Portland, who ties the series at 2 wins apiece with Game 5 set for tomorrow night here in Portland. Well, the final 4 teams have made the scene in Georgia, gang. And what a spectacle it is for Aaron Miles and Michael Lee, the Kansas Jayhawks-Portland connection. 2 freshmen out of Jefferson High, one gigantic dream come true. As Dan Christopherson reports, it all began a decade ago when 2 dedicated dads opened the door.
John Lee's the man to see to play a little night ball at the Cascade Gym. He's also been known to light a kid's path all the way to the Final Four.
This is the place where it all started, right here.
Almost 10 years ago, 2 coaches named Lee and Miles gave a couple eager third graders named Lee and Miles their basketball break.
This is Michael right there, and this is Aaron. They grew up fast.
And Aaron Miles.
Today, number 11, Aaron Miles, now a big shot freshman for the Kansas Jayhawks. And still teammates after all these years, number 25, Michael Lee. Would you believe best friends in the Final Four?
Not in a million years.
It's a dream come true. I know the kids always talk about the Final Four and getting there and watching the games, and now all of a sudden, they're in it. And it's amazing.
We all saw what Lee and Miles could do together when they ran the show at Jefferson High. But Miles and Lee Sr. can still picture those 2 third-grade tag-alongs on the original Cisco Kid All-Star team.
Really, for the most part, when Aaron and Michael first started playing, they were just kind of like mascots on the team. Mark and I were coaching, and, you know, we didn't have a babysitter, so we just kept them with us. I can remember Mrs. Miles several times telling me, Coach Lee, don't let my baby get hurt, you know, but...
Looks like Aaron made it out okay, and the national attention drives the modern Cisco kids, including Aaron's little brother, Marlon.
Very proud of my brother since he made it to Kansas and he going to a good school and playing a lot of basketball.
He's like an inspiration to us because he started here and then we can just go all the way up to where he is.
You never know. John Lee and Mark Miles never thought they'd follow their own sons to Final Four weekend. The next generation might just make it there someday, too. In Northeast Portland, Dan Christopherson, the 10 o'clock news.
Thank you, Dan. Check this out. Sony PlayStation computers have already played out the Final Four scenario, and Aaron Miles comes up with a big 3-pointer here for Kansas, though you know what? He's not the kind of guy to do that stuff there. Anyway, the computers have Kansas beating Oklahoma in Monday's championship, 91-84. The celebration was fun, but last night's win over San Antonio is history, and the Blazers have an even larger task at hand. They're going to have to beat the Lakers in L.A. without Rashid, who is nursing a sore back. Tip-off tomorrow night, set for 7:30. Hey, the Timberwolves almost lost the big one as Kevin Garnett takes a nasty fall playing defense. He needs 12 stitches to close a gash on the back of his head. Well, they fix him with just a big old Band-Aid patch, and KG rescues the Wolves with 20 points.
They send Dallas home with a headache, 113-111. Finally, the Seahawks unveiled a new look yesterday, but the NFL not going to allow two different helmets. Thus, they're asking the fans to vote on one, silver or blue. You can cast your vote at Seahawks.com until next Wednesday.
Silver.
Silver?
That one
That's
looks
the old
nice.
one.
I kind of like the blue.
Right now, the blue is running
I kind of like the blue.
polls.
I didn't know what their old outfits looked like, so.
I like the blue.
Okay.
I like the red with the arrow on it, Timmy.
Yeah, Kansas City Chiefs.
All right, take a look at your wake-up weather in the morning. 40 degrees. Probably a lot of cloudiness around, but eventually breaking out into more sun than we've had in quite a while.
Thank you, Rodney.
Thanks for joining us.
Good
See you
night.
tomorrow.
Hey, America, it's spring, and your Pontiac dealer is stepping on the gas with just announced great deals. Now get 0% APR financing or 2502 cash back on any 2002 Grand Am. Residency restrictions apply. Or choose a great lease on a new Grand Am SE, around $229 a month. $229 a month for the excitement of Grand Am. Call for details. Pontiac's in overdrive, so see your participating Portland Pontiac dealer today.
It's arrived. It's Lazy Boy Furniture Gallery's truckload sale, bringing trailer after trailer of quality Lazy Boy furniture, lined up from coast to coast. Right now, enjoy huge savings on thousands of choices during Lazy Boy Furniture Gallery's truckload sale. Hurry in today, because while the selection may seem to have no end, this sale does.
Hey, Ray, look at this. Wall-to-wall entertainment. You want entertainment, Carl? I'll give you entertainment. Oh, look, Carl, I'm a maniac! Maniac! No argument here. Let's see their entertainment do this.
Get more entertainment for less at Blockbuster. Right now, rent any 3 movies or any 2 games for only $7.99. It's a great deal on all the hottest movies and games.
$89 a pound with your club card. Happy Easter from all of us. Safeway, giving our best.
Tomorrow, one man's remarkable journey will begin. Dennis Quaid,
Dad, bring the heat.
Oh my God! The Rookie, rated G, starts tomorrow.
Carpet Carl at Marion's Carpet Warehouse. Your mill direct flooring connection. Carpet, tile, and area rugs, everything in stock, and prices start at just $198 a square yard.
We buy rolls so you pay less at Marion's Carpet.
Dial 503 Carpets.
Ever since the introduction of the Ford Focus, critics have been lavishing it with praise. We think it's time for people to find out just exactly what they're talking about. That's why right now you can get into a Focus LX for only $197 a month for 60 months. $197 a month on the world's best-selling car, and get a smoother ride with fewer fill-ups. So discover what all the critics are talking about for just $197 a month. Ford Focus, right now at your Northwest Ford stores.